Alright, hey guys, so right now I'm in Puerto Rico with my girlfriend on a trip for the holidays, and I just kind of felt compelled to come on here because I'm really realizing how much vibes are important, especially since I don't speak a lot of Spanish. I hardly speak any Spanish, right? And so obviously I'm meeting a lot of her family and I'm trying to get people to like me, and it is hard, but I felt just compelled to come in here and kind of speak about raising your vibrations, how much that helps just in meeting people like straight away. The energy that people get from you is going to obviously affect how much they like you, even if you don't say anything to them. And so I think that this is really important, obviously, when you're meeting people that you want to impress, whether that be like for business purposes or like personal purposes, like meeting someone's family, or you know, you're a new person in town or in school and you want to get like friendships and stuff like that. So I just wanted to give you guys some tips and just kind of tell you guys my experience with that. Okay. Also, if my camera falls, I apologize. It's very windy. If you can't hear me very well, I apologize. It's very windy. And I'm just making this video really quick before we go eat. So my first thing that I want to do is just kind of explain my journey with this. So I haven't always been like spiritually aware, I guess, of how like the vibes that I give off, because I was so hyper focused on myself that I didn't really think about the energy that other people were getting from me. So I wanted to say that like first step is just to be aware of the energy that you're giving off. For example, before I became aware of like how I was portraying myself to people, looking back, I can see that I was very rude and like very closed off. And you don't have to be social to be open spiritually or energetically, I guess. I've definitely noticed that now because I don't really speak very much, but I still, with my body language and kind of like with my vibrations, try to give off like this openness feeling, like simply just smiling at everyone as you see them, or just kind of having like a look on your face. It's like natural resting face that's happier instead of like this, which is what I used to do a lot. It's just kind of like very closed body language, very like this face. I don't know, RBF. I think like one good way is just to really focus on your body language and also just simply your intentions. Just setting your intentions to be more open, I think naturally will give you kind of this energy of just openness and like smiling and stuff like that. But going back to what I was saying, whenever I was more sad and stuff, I would just always be so in my head thinking about like what people think about me, feeling insecure, and I found that that would make me feel really small. And so like I was saying, I'd be closed, or I'd be angry and it would show on my face, or I'd be short with people and I would speak insecurely, which is just not attractive, like not like attractive, but it's not like something that attracts you to speak to someone. So that's something that I really had to work on for a long time. But yeah, I would say first step is just have the intention of being open with people and wanting to talk to people, wanting to get to know people. Going off of that, I would say be aware that like you're more similar to people than you think, and that people are not gonna automatically not want to speak to you or have a negative opinion on you. Obviously there's things, most people are generally pretty open and helpful. So I think just having that in mind, that like you can kind of build a conversation with anyone, and it's not weird, they don't hate you. So just remembering that. I personally got a lot of practice doing this when I worked a lot of customer service jobs, but when I worked at a grocery store, there would be so many people coming in and out all the time that I would just like practice having little small conversations with people. I would try and like be very happy to people, like, hi, how are you, how's your day, or like I would like recommend products or be like, ooh, like what are you making with this, or like what is this fruit, like I've never tried it, whatever. Just like starting little small conversations, especially at work, or especially in situations where you know that you don't have to carry it on. Because something that is hard for me is like having long conversations with people, because I'm always like, I'm gonna run out of things to say, I don't know what I'm saying. But in like little situations like that, just seeing someone on the street and saying, oh, I like your shoes, like where did you get them, I don't know, just like little things that you have in common with them or that you noticed about them, just mentioning it to where you have this tiny micro conversation can really be helpful in kind of opening up your energy. And I find that like sometimes I'll have really good conversations with people, like to the point to where there are several different people whose Instagrams or numbers I've gotten from work, and just like, you seem cool, like let's hang out. Or even like in Uber rides, I'll be like, oh my god, like this is such a good conversation, like this is such a cool person. And those moments really opens me up to talking to new people, because I kind of know that like you never know when you're gonna meet someone interesting. And furthermore, everyone is so interesting, so like it kind of opens me up to just wanting to talk to people and wanting to know what's this person about, you know. And you'll find yourself in a lot of cool situations that way, and it'll help you whenever you're going to a party with one of your friends or something, you don't know anyone there, you kind of have like this, okay, well, I don't know anyone, but I'm willing to get to know people, and like I'm interested in getting to know people, instead of your friend just following your friend around the whole party or whatever. Let me move this out of the way. It's a little picture. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that would be my second tip, is just kind of practicing having little conversations with people, finding interesting things about people and things in common with people, so that you can kind of just practice being open, like emotionally, to people. I said people like so many times, but yeah, we're talking about people. Yeah, I would definitely recommend just practicing that. Now to get into a more spiritual level, obviously your energy and your vibrations do come from within, and it takes a lot of time and work to become someone that is vibrating at a higher level. But for now, I'll just say sit down and meditate. I try and meditate every morning, but it doesn't always go that way, and I'll find that I have moments where I'll meditate every day, you know, for a month, and then I'll go 2 months and I'll totally just blow it off. And within those 2 months of just like not meditating, I start the day so rapidly, or so like without any intention, and I'll just find that I am stressed, like I hold this stress in my body from the day before and the day before, and I never really have a time to release it. And so naturally my energy level is just so low that I don't give off this energy of like wanting to talk to people, because I mean I probably just don't, like I don't have the energetic capacity to talk to more people when I haven't even released my own inner workings or inner feelings. So I think meditating as just a way to free up the space within your body and the space within your mind to be open to other people. I think my phone's gonna fall. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so yeah, I think I would definitely recommend just meditating. I'll always go back to that one just to kind of free up the space that all of these random thoughts, I'll free up the space that the thoughts are taking in my head, and I'll just let them go, you know, and only keep what's important. And I find that that helps me free up space to think about other people and to think about how I'm presenting myself to other people. On days where I do meditate in the morning, I find that I'm just a lot happier, and people can feel that. I have way more tolerance. I want to speak to people. I'm just feeling a lot lighter physically, and because of that, whenever I go up to people, they'll be like, oh, you're so bright. Like they'll literally say that, like, you have such a bright smile, or like you have such a bright energy, like very chill, very open energy. And I love that. That's like my favorite compliment. I find that I kind of only get that whenever I'm very in tune with my body, and I start my day being in tune by meditating or doing a little bit of yoga. Another thing that I would recommend, I think we're on 3 or 4, I don't know, but another thing I would recommend to kind of raise your vibrations is to watch who you're being around, watch who you spend your time with, because I was not always around the best crowd of people. I had moments where I was around a lot of drugs, not like crazy drugs, but like, you know, whenever you drink and smoke and you're around stuff like that, I don't really have a problem with the actual drug, but a lot of times I feel like people are taking the drugs. I know that I was doing it because I didn't want to deal with my problems, and so they built up so high inside of me that I felt like if I smoked or if I drank, like it was the only way that I could release them or feel better for a little bit. And I know that's very common. That's usually the reason that people do it. And when you're around these people, it's just a very dark energy, and you're literally passing it around in the form of substances, but you're not getting rid of it at all. And so I definitely would recommend not being around people that are heavy users of any sort, or people that are pessimistic. I used to be very pessimistic, and sometimes I feel like I still am. It's something that I have to actively work on, not seeing the negative first. But I know that sometimes I'm around people that will point out things that I feel like are so negative, and I'm like, why did you feel the need to say that? If you find yourself around people like that, I would just try and distance yourself slowly, because I found that like once I kind of stopped hanging around these people, I didn't even know how to have a conversation without like talking shit, and it literally lowers your vibration, you know? What is it, like your words are spelled or something like that? Watch what you're saying, and it's hard to watch what you're saying when you're around people that reinforce behavior like that. But I know I have a lot of friends, or I don't have a lot of friends. I know I had some friends that were more negative, and so I tried to stay away from situations like that, and that's really been helping me raise my vibration. You have to find new friends. I would definitely find new friends. You don't have to cut anyone off, although sometimes you should, but just spending more time in a positive circle than in a negative circle, or challenging those people that have negative thoughts to like think lighter, you know, is always nice. You can always help them out too in that way. So going off of what I was just talking about, I would definitely be careful with the things that you put into your body. Whenever you're taking on substances that alter your personality and how you're feeling and how you're seeing things, I think it can be kind of like opening your body up to let in energy that isn't your own, an energy that you don't necessarily want. Sometimes I'll get easily angered when I'm drinking or if I'm smoking, or I'll get more anxious, and I don't know, things just like kind of spiral in a weird way that I'm unable to control because I'm in this altered state. How I see it, I guess, is like whenever you're doing substances that are not natural to your body, it kind of allows any type of energy to affect you or to like take on your body. Obviously you want to be conscious about the energy that you're letting out and how open you're being. So how can you do that whenever you're not conscious about the energy that you're letting in? I feel better at the end of the day when I'm sober, interacting with new people. Even though it feels easier in that moment, I had to actually practice like being sober and being open at the same time. It's definitely worth it. I wanted to make this video because, like I was saying, like I'm in a place where I don't have the opportunity to like explain myself to most people because there's a language barrier, and I'm kind of just like really noticing how important it is to have your vibrations up, because you know, people are gonna make assumptions about you, and if you're walking around with a smug look, you know, like it can give people a really bad impression. And it's important. You never know who you're gonna meet. You don't know what they mean to the people around you or what they could mean to you. So you want to have like, you know, just good vibes. Some other things I would say is just like, yeah, along with like the body language, just keeping a smile on your face is very important. When you're meeting new people, having like a confident posture, I guess, like having your head high will make people think, you know, like, oh, like she's a nice, confident person. Being attentive even though I don't really know what's going on, like not being on my phone all the time and trying to participate, even leaning into the conversation, smiling, so I do seem like I'm a part of the conversation even though like I don't really know what's happening. I think it's definitely helping me give off good impressions, good vibes. But yeah, I would definitely recommend trying some of these methods out to help in your everyday life for sure. Starting a new job, going to a new school, meeting new people, being at a party, it'll definitely help people, you know, feel attracted to you energetically and have a positive look on you energetically. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.